8-hour bus, and now we're about to take another car, ferry, bus to Cape Hawker. So hopefully, as this video progresses, we should get closer and closer and eventually land in Belize. I am somewhat apprehensive because upon my research before we left for this entire trip, Belize seemed to be one of the more complex processes for the border. You sort of need like gold standard accommodation, gold standard transport, that sort of thing. So hopefully I will debunk the myth of it being very complicated in the next set of hours, but I can't guarantee it. But we're about to find out very soon, so hope you enjoy.
It's very big. I can't.
So to try and recite exactly what we're doing, we're in Mahawal. We're getting that minibus you just saw to, nearly tripped over, to Chetumal. And then when we get to Chetumal, we're basically at the kind of border city of Mexico and Belize. We get a taxi to the border, do a PCR test administered by the Ministry of Health from Belize in their kind of like border office. Then we cross, then we've got a friend called Marco who's gonna pick us up, who then drives us to Corozal. And then we have to decide what ferry, or if we get a ferry, to one of the islands, which would be San Pedro or Cape Hawker. I've made that sound a lot more simplistic than it probably will be, but let's see how we get on, because we're leaving now. So we have our, well, very loose connection contact called Marco, who's waiting at the border for us, but we are already about an hour and a half late. So Marco, bless him, hopefully will still be waiting in Belize. He sent me pictures and various voice notes explaining the situation, but he is in Belize at the border now, because we're meant to be there now, and we're not even at the border yet. So, sorry pal, but yeah, Marco, we're coming for you, won't be long, bear with us. So we've reached Chetumal, we're like in the town centre, and we've changed from a minibus to our taxi with our new friend, whose name I haven't got, but he is very keen and excited to get us to Belize in one piece. ¿Cómo te llama?
Roberto Carlos.
Roberto Carlos. He's got a left peg on him. So now we are heading to the sort of border town or area, and then we should be crossing and meeting Marco on the other side, but so far so good, but I do have my concerns. But yeah, he loves it. He loves being on YouTube, don't you? He's a happy guy. So what we see ahead of us, we think, is the first checkpoint of the border. Roberto Carlos is trying to tell us what it is, but it does look pretty official. There's like military men over there escorting people through and checking everything pretty vigilantly. So I'd like to think this is the start of crossing into Belize. So Roberto Carlos has seen the camera and is now panicking, does not want me to film. He's made a lot of hand gestures to basically say don't film. So I'm gonna have to be quite low key for now. So we're at the border now. I'm being escorted to the office to show my passport. So our first obstacle is we don't have any cash. So they weren't very keen on letting us through the first checkpoint without us going back to get cash and then coming back to go through. But she said because we're not going to come back to Mexico, she's just let us through and stamped it, so we're through. But she did just save us about 50 quid. So we're going to attempt to go through to Belize and hope we can pay by card or get dollars to then pay the various things we need to pay. So this is the official border crossing where we should be doing our test and stuff, but it doesn't look... Oh, actually this is exactly where Marco said he'd be. So he should be over there somewhere. Marco? There we go. Marco.
What's going on, man?
Perfect.
You have to come and do your process right here, your passport and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You have to put a COVID test, it's 50 US per person.
Yep.
You can pay with card.
Okay, fine. Perfect.
All right, and then you get your stuff, do your passport. ¿Ya te pagaron a ti?
So we're officially at the border. Basically, you have to show that you've got 3 days worth of gold standard accommodation and gold standard transport, which we do have, technically, but I don't have any internet to show the reservation. So I had to show them a preloaded email, which basically just had the name of the hotel that's in Belize. They took a picture of it and said it's okay. So we're now basically filling in the forms to get through. And hopefully in the next few minutes we should be through. But it's like very official, but very not. Like, my email wasn't very clear at all. Like, that could have just been a lie. And the transport, I think they know him because he's here a lot by the sounds of it, but again, it's just a guy in a car. So need my test? Okay.
Elsa and Mr. Robert. Okay. We're standing store for your stamp and you're good to go home. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You too, sir.
And your arrival form, your immigration form?
Yep. Is that not in there? Obviously we're kind of not playing by the exact correct rules, and the people in front of us are getting a little bit grilled because of where they're going and how they're getting there, which is the exact issue we're going to have. So we're kind of plotting a plan as to how we're going to talk our way out of trouble here. So we made it. We're in Belize. Basically the company in front of us got completely grilled because they said they were going to San Pedro, which you can't get to without not using gold standard transport. So we bear that in mind, and we basically said that we're just going to Belize City via taxi, which would really be about $300, but obviously we're not doing that. RuckTravels, sometimes lying works. Okay, thanks Marco, take care. He's not happy. So we're officially in Corazon, Belize, which is my second new country of the 3 months I've been away. Very exciting stuff. Ending 2021 in a new country and starting 2022 in a new country, so very exciting stuff. But we're only halfway to our final destination. We've made it to Corazon, but we need to get a bus to Belize City, which is a chicken bus, which basically means not an amazing but sufficient minibus / shuttle bus thing. And then we have to hope we make the last ferry to the island of Cape Corker, where our hotel is and where we're going to be staying for the next 4 or 5 days. So stay tuned and I'll update you in due course. So it feels like we've been travelling for about 2 days straight, which we kind of have, but today the journey started about 3 hours ago. We're now officially in Belize and we're on a chicken bus, which looks like this. I think the term chicken bus, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's from in films when you see really like rundown buses and there's like pet chickens. I think that's where it comes from. I've actually been on an official chicken bus before with chickens on it in the Philippines, from Puerto Princesa to Natcan Beach. That was not pleasant. I don't imagine this to be either, but this is only about 3 hours, so it shouldn't be too bad. It's hot. There's no aircon, is there? It's just... yeah, there's windows which blows in hot air, so that's pretty good. But yeah, it's crazy, like the vibe is so much different. Like we were in Mexico an hour ago, which is, you know, a matter of miles away, and here it's so much more Caribbean vibes, different music, different language, primarily English. Queen Elizabeth's on the money, so that's encouraging for me because my Spanish is limited and I forgot it all since I got to New York, so now I can actually speak to people. So the first alarm bell that we've noticed on the bus, you'll see it in the picture now, there's a sign that says body fluid cleanup kit. So my first question was, who, why and how would you need a cleanup kit for bodily fluids? Who's bleeding, peeing or sweating enough on a bus to need a cleanup kit? And how often has that happened? Thanks, man. Take care. Take care. Thank you. That was Kareem, who used to be on the national volleyball team of Belize and has travelled the world in Central America with the volleyball team, and basically gave me loads of info for where to eat, what to do, where to go. So stick your neck out, say hello to a stranger on the bus, and sometimes get a lot out of it. And he's now my Facebook friend, or at least he says he's going to add me and subscribe to the channel. You should too. Gracias. Gracias. I keep forgetting everyone speaks English here. I keep saying gracias to everyone. We're in Belize City, and it's now racing its time to get the ferry / last ferry. We are coming towards the end of our very complicated journey.
Into the island.
Yes sir, Cape Corker.
Alright, bro.
So we're now in the taxi to get the ferry to Cape Corker. That isn't a ferry, that is a glorified speedboat. So we're on the final leg. It's a 45-minute boat to the island of Cape Corker, and we didn't get scanned, but we accidentally bought a return ticket that we don't need, so we spent double the money, but I don't care anymore. I'm so tired, but we are 45 minutes away. We are in Belize, mate. We did it. It took cars, ferries, buses, taxis, back and forth across the border, but we've done it. We're here. It was long, but it's doable, and I'm very happy, and I'm very relieved, and very tired. And look at my hair, mate.